Hello and welcome to Empire of Wargames. My name is ePleasure and today we are going to talk about the sixth and last day of Warhammer Fest. We're going to talk about what was shown and what others expected and maybe where disappointment comes from when it comes to the whole presentation of Warhammer Fest and a little bit more. Let's get into the video. Alright, so first up we are going to go through the article from top to bottom, just because today's day was a little bit slower, a little bit more tame. Even though it was supposed to be a secret and special day, we've seen largely one big thing, and that's Age of Sigmar 3rd edition. And what have we seen from 3rd edition? We've seen the cover, which you can see on the screen right now. That's the cover, and I will put the new model that's shown on the cover right beside it just because they coincide, and yeah, it makes sense to show them both. All right, so as you can see, it's going to be Stormcast Eternals again. I say again because they obviously have a large range in Age of Sigmar already, but they haven't seen proper, lots of releases like the Space Marines have in over 2 years, I think. So yeah, I don't see why people would be angry at Stormcast getting new models. I understand that some armies are in dire need of more models, Sylvaneth for example. But yeah, I don't think that the Stormcast Eternal situation is anywhere near the Space Marine situation in Warhammer 40k. The new model looks very impressive. I've already said on the stream that my prediction is that a lot of people will buy this kit not for the model itself, but just to take the wings. And I know it sounds weird, but kit bashers are going to those lengths to just buy this kit for the wings and use the rest, I don't know, as in a sprue, just leave it somewhere to lie around in case they need Stormcast Eternal armor or something. But they are mainly going to buy it for the wings, and that's going to be a big money maker for GW here. All in all, this model looks very impressive. Obviously, the base is doing a lot of work. This model would be looking way less impressive if she was just standing right on the base and not on those ruined stairs. But yeah, very interesting model. And during the show, they also said that the base is basically foreshadowing where, the battle box possibly, or the 2-player starter set for Age of Sigmar 3rd edition is going to take place. So that's going to be very interesting. The cover, as I already mentioned, is also very interesting. It looks more akin to like old covers. This one looks very busy compared to the 9th edition 40k cover, but I can't say I dislike it. It's a good looking cover, and I think it's going to be very serviceable. I think it looks weird because the 2nd edition Age of Sigmar covers were so minimalist, and this one looks very, very busy. But yeah. Other than that, we've also seen an artwork from the new book, I suppose, or from the new battle tome. I'm not sure which one of those two, but yeah, you can see it on the screen right here. I have no idea what's going on here. It looks like a building with a storm beneath. So I think that's going to be a model. I think this is a preview for something similar to the Lumineth building that was flying. And I think this will be something akin to that. And then the rest, what we are seeing is chaos stuff, but I couldn't tell you exactly what it is. Then we've seen a map. There's really not much more to say about the map. It's an interesting looking map. If you're really knowledgeable about the lore, you're probably going to know a city here or there. But yeah, going into detail here just doesn't make too much of sense. But yeah, you can pause the video if you want. You can take a look at it in full. But yeah. After that, we've seen new Stormcast Eternals and Thunderstrike armor. You can see them here with shield and spear. I think these look a little bit weird. These look very elongated and very tall, while the head is a little bit small. But all in all, great looking model. I think all the Stormcasts are more or less my design language because I like big chunky models. But yeah, the shield is also looking interesting. I just think that the proportions are a tiny bit off for me. But yeah, great looking model. People were already saying that these are Primaris Stormcast. I don't see it personally, but I just think these are Stormcast in different armor. We've seen them in different poses, so yeah, and also different color schemes. The last thing we've seen are Annihilators, which are basically a new generation of Paladins, and this model is insane, in my opinion. This is basically Stormcast Gravis armor, and I'm here for it. The hammer looks great, the shield is amazing, and the armor, especially the shoulder plates, are A tier. For sure. This model is something I would just buy to paint it up, even though I'm not a Stormcast player at all. But this model actually is great. And I hope, I think they said it, this model is probably going to be in the starter box for Age of Sigmar 3rd edition, but we will have to wait and see if that's actually going to happen or not, because, you know, these presenters are freestyling a little bit during the presentation, so they might get a thing or two wrong. But if they are in the starter set, that's a really good reason to buy it, because that model looks amazing, like genuinely a great looking model. Another thing they've shown or talked about were the rules. There's an interview video in the article. As always, the article is linked down in the description below, which you can look at for yourself, where they were talking about double turn. And double turn is probably the most controversial rule in all of Age of Sigmar, and they are intending to keep it. And that's what's essentially keeping a lot of competitive players from Age of Sigmar. Now, I know competitive players are just a tiny percentage of all players, but I think double turn has to be changed in some kind of way to be interesting, because the matches I played in Age of Sigmar, double turn was extremely destructive. Just to reiterate real quick, whenever someone takes a double turn, the opposing player is losing enough units so that the counter attack is not strong enough to do anything. And that's been my experience with Age of Sigmar so far. Yeah, I have to wait and see. I have to analyze more. I have to learn more about the game. But as it stands, double turn is a very interesting but also very weird rule that I hope gets addressed in 3rd edition. So yeah, for the channel, I can probably say that I will be covering Age of Sigmar starting with 3rd edition. And from then on, I will do the same thing as I do with the 40k stuff. I will talk about the start collectings. I will talk about how to expand them, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot to be excited about. Even if you're maybe not so interested in Age of Sigmar, I think there's a lot to learn about the game, and maybe I can get you hooked onto the game just like I did just a year ago. Now, the last thing they've shown is a teaser that's called Stay Out of the Mire, and I have no idea what this teaser could mean. Please take a look at it, and if you have any idea what they are showing off here, if it's a new faction or something, please let me know your speculations, because I have literally no idea what that could be. I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to the old world, because just of Warhammer Total War, but yeah, whatever I've seen there, it doesn't look like anything I've ever seen. It could be some spiders or something, but I'm not sure. So if you have any idea what that could be, please let me know. Now, lastly, they've also shown more artworks for the Annihilators, but it is what it is. I can still show it to you here. Now, all in all, Warhammer Fest was a very weird event. The one thing I would like to add to Warhammer Fest as a genuine critique, and not like as a way to hate the whole thing, is that Games Workshop really needs to work on their expectations management. I understand that hyping things up to the moon will get you clicks and will get you views, but it will also get you frustration. So if you are telling your viewers that Warhammer 40k, for example, is going to get 2 full days of reveals, and then both of those days put together in a neat presentation would take up 50 minutes at best, is not what people are expecting. So yeah, that's the one big takeaway I would say GW should learn from, is to work on their expectations management. And if they would really want to hype something up, then they need to deliver if they want to prevent frustration. And those are basically the last words of wisdom on Warhammer Fest. And yeah, starting next week, we are going to go back to regular videos. I am going to start the new series of So You Want to Play, and I will cover sub-factions, one per week. So the first one is releasing very soon. And yeah, I hope you're excited to see where the channel goes. If you like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing, please consider liking, and please consider supporting on Ko-Fi and, you know, following on Twitter and all those good things. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.